Hi everybody and welcome. This is Chuck Boulay and that's me in the picture in the lower right hand corner of your screen. Today I'm doing a video review of an upcoming product called Website X by Chris X and Ken, or as they like to be referred to, the Day Job Killers team. I am going to be speaking kind of quickly here because I have a lot to say about Website X, and this video may already go a little longer than I want, so please bear with me because there's a lot of good information in here and I really want to make sure I get it all out to you. Now before we go any further, I want you to know that I'm not trying to sell you Website X, so you will not find an advertising link to the product down below in my YouTube video description, so you can put your wallet away right now. For those of you who've never seen one of my videos before, as I said, my name is Chuck Boulay, and I've been in the marketing business for well over 20 years, and when I left that career, I did so to start my own business on the greatest landscape the world has ever known as far as entrepreneurship is concerned, the World Wide Web. I think the internet is the greatest place to start a business today, but when I did that, I banged my head against the wall for well over a year just trying to figure out the basics of online marketing, how to make money online, where me and my personal talents and my skill set just might be a good fit. Now, during that time, I invested an embarrassing amount of my own money, tens of thousands of dollars from my own savings and retirement accounts, just trying to build a business online, any kind of business, and learn how to break into making money on the internet. I ended up buying almost every kind of internet program, one-on-one coaching plan, and different online product launch that you can possibly imagine. And each and every one of them told me that I'd make thousands of dollars a month, and most of these products and programs almost always promised that I'd do so with very little effort on my part, maybe even with only one or two clicks of the computer mouse, or maybe even totally on autopilot. And that's not to mention the amount of time I spent studying and studying and studying every single product I bought and every piece of advice that was given to me by my personal coach. So what I want you to know is that I'm not an online guru. I'm not a member of any inner circle. I am a normal everyday guy who's made mostly good decisions, but in all honesty, I've made my share of bad ones too. But after some bumps and bruises, my online business has finally taken off, and I've been having some really great results. Now, let me tell you that most of that success has come only since I made a conscious decision to help people online as much as I can, and since I started doing these videos. And once I decided that even if I can keep just one person a day from making just one of the same mistakes I made, I think it'll all be worth it. Success will be mine, and that's because I truly believe that success comes to those who help others and who love what they do. Now, during all of that unbelievably long and expensive and somewhat painful personal research that I had to do out there, the most important thing I found out is that when you're looking into buying any type of product or program that's being offered for sale online, that it's a business decision. So you're going to want to utilize your business wisdom and your business acumen, or else you're going to end up being just another victim and you're going to lose a lot of valuable time and money, and I don't think any of us can afford to waste one single bit of either one of those valuable resources. If you can remember to utilize that business wisdom and that business acumen of yours, and always keep in mind that just about 90% of program launches online are either really bad fits for people in their particular personal talents and skill sets, some of them underdeliver on their promises, others are just repackaged old products, and yes, still others are maybe even just out-and-out scams. If you can always remember that, you can save yourself a lot of time, money, and energy. Now, I'm not saying that Website X by Chris X and Ken is a scam or a bad fit for anyone, not in the least, but I do want you to know a little bit about what you're getting into right up front so you can make an informed decision, and you don't end up throwing money away at yet another product that leads you down a long, dark road that just doesn't work out for you, and you find yourself at yet another dead end, all that much more broke, and losing all of that precious time. So, what is Website X by Chris X and Ken? Well, Website X is a new training and content platform developed and marketed by Chris X and Ken, and they like to call themselves the Day Job Killer team. The Website X system claims to be a simple, multi-step money-making system whereby users are initially given a free website and a domain name. And actually, Website X looks a lot like the DJK team's product released back in June, and it was called the Reversal. I did a review of the Reversal back when it was first released, and if you'd like to, you can do a search for it here, but I'll save you time and just briefly go over what I said again here. Because in all honesty, this product looks like a repackaged, revamped version of the Reversal. The initial offer price made to you to buy Website X is supposed to be $0. That's right, free. Assuming you at first decline their first upsell offer, which I highly recommend you do, because it's not really free. What's going to happen if you sign up for Website X is at some point you're going to be shown another offer that says something like, we're going to build you a super professional, awesome, money-making website that normally would cost you $927 bajillion or some such amount. And they'll want to give you what they'll tell you is a great deal on web hosting services, and they'll be more than happy to throw in this gorgeous website with the deal. and they'll really, really pressure you into thinking you have to have this hosting service and this website, and they'll continue to do so every single day via emails and time-consuming webinars until they've convinced even the smartest or most skeptical of us that we do. And then once you whip out your credit card from your wallet or purse and spend whatever the amount the initial web hosting offer is, which by the way is always 3 times more than you would pay with a reputable site hosting service like HostGator or Namecheap or somebody like that, they bring on the full court press and tell you that you could have this at an even bigger discount if you just commit to an annual plan or 2-year plan, or do I dare say it, a lifetime hosting plan, whatever. And you know what? It does make sense, except for the fact that it's only because they're charging you so much more than they should be on the basic month at a time cost. So if you end up buying Website X and you do start seeing these emails and webinars, either through the initial upsell offer or through the emails they're going to start sending you, do not buy beyond anything other than the month-by-month plan, because although it may sound like the best deal to pay for yearly or 2-year hosting, or dare I say it again, the lifetime hosting package, don't pay for it all at once. Don't do it. Because if you find out Website X is not for you, and you can't make money doing it, or you just don't want to work that hard maintaining websites just to make $30,000 or $40,000 a year, chances are you will never be able to get a refund for all that prepaid hosting. My experience has been that the site hosting company just doesn't respond to your requests or customer service emails, and you might as well have put a match to your money. You know what? I highly suspect this whole program is really just a front for this web hosting service, and they may just be trying to get thousands of people to give up their names and email addresses so someone can sell you either this type of overpriced web hosting, or if nothing else, build their email list so that they can sell you stuff later on via spam email over and over again in the future. I also want to tell you about one other thing that I always try to warn my viewers about. It's a little semi-secret technique that you should always try whenever you evaluate any product being offered for sale online, like Website X. Many of these online product launches have what they call downsells. So if you click off that initial offer, the very first one you're presented with, go ahead and try to click off that initial offer, and you may immediately be offered a lower price for Website X. And that downsell price could be a much lower price. And here's another little secret for you. If they present you with any upsells later on, and an upsell is where they come back at you over and over again with bigger and better bells and whistles for their particular product, each and every one of those upsells that you're going to be presented with later on after you click on that initial offer, if you click off those upsells, you initially refuse them, you just might be presented with a downsell for that additional product, that one-time offer or upsell, at a much lower cost too. And these lower costs are actually the real cost of products like Website X. I wanted to be sure to mention this practice here for those of you who weren't aware of how prevalent downselling is in the online product launch arena. And by the way, if you've ever seen one of my videos before, you've heard me talk about downselling before. This technique of reducing the product price if you start to walk away, I really don't like this, and it's something we all have to be prepared for on every single one of these new product launches. Something we always have to be looking out for so we don't waste money. I think it's misleading and it's unfair, and I really wish product developers would just tell you the price of the product up front. I only mention it here just to give you a heads up and let you know that you should always test for it. But really, it kind of makes me feel bad for the person who doesn't know just how common a practice downselling is and doesn't take advantage and prepare themselves for it. Just think of all the money they waste because they aren't aware of just how often developers use the practice of downselling. And one other thing I want you to be aware of. I can tell you that this product release is going to be huge. Website X is paying great commissions and has a lot of big prizes going to its top affiliate marketers, and I've seen the numbers. Every affiliate marketer and his brother with a mailing list has signed up to sell Website X, and it's still almost a week away from release. So be prepared to be inundated with a lot of these emails, advertisements, flashing ads, landing pages, and those positive must-buy reviews that you see all over the internet, and all of the other hyper-salesy stuff that's used to try and separate you from your money and get you to buy Website X. And you know how convincing these guys can be. Some of them seem to be able to hypnotize the otherwise most sophisticated, business-savvy individual into someone who just can't live without this latest, greatest package to supposedly make you money online. Finally, and these guys are not going to like me very much for saying this, but in all good conscience, I do feel I have to tell you that I've bought these kind of done-for-you website packages before, and each time they've all ended up costing me close to $800 after all of the upsells and other bells and whistles, and I've never earned anywhere near the money back that I put out for them. And beyond that, I've even hired a one-on-one coach for over $10,000 to help me with them, and neither did me as much good as what I'm doing today for free. So if Website X is going to be out of your price range, or you know you just don't have enough time to go through it and need to start making money faster, or you're sick and tired of all of the upselling and downselling and sideways selling and what have you, I honestly hope you're not too disappointed. Please don't be discouraged, because there are many other and far less expensive and time-efficient ways to make money on the internet, even in your part-time. Like I said before, I've really started to have a lot of success on the internet recently, and that success has come only since I decided to help people and since I started doing these videos. If you're new to internet marketing, or you've even been here for a while and you haven't made a whole lot of money or seen a whole lot of success, I want to share something with you that's really been working gangbusters for me. In fact, no one is more surprised than I am at how well this has been working. After spending all those tens of thousands of dollars of my hard-earned money, I finally found a program called Instant Payday Network. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to give me any money. That's a promise. So don't go away, and please put your money away. You don't need it, and surprise, surprise, I don't want it. What I'm going to tell you about is 100% free. And right about now, you're probably saying, come on, Chuck, now you're just trying to sell me into your program, just like everybody else does. And I'm going to tell you that no, I'm not selling you anything. I am trying to tell you about this phenomenal opportunity, but I'm not selling you anything, because what I want to tell you about costs $0.00. Instant Payday Network is free. Unlike the other programs out there, like Website X, this program is free. It's not $39, it's not $97, it's not even $1. So I'm not selling you anything. Now, the way Instant Payday works is very simple. You get paid $58 whenever anyone comes into Instant Payday and completes the free program. The system was created by a guy by the name of Jeff Buchanan, and you can see his picture right there. He's pretty much an ordinary guy. Yes, I've met him, and I do know him, and he is my friend, and he is a really good guy, and he's very, very smart. Jeff's system, the way he set it up, he actually has no buy-in fees or upfront costs whatsoever. There are zero website fees, zero maintenance fees, and there are no hidden fees later on. There are no upsells after you get in. Once you're in, it's still free. You don't need to learn how to set up a website, how to blog, how to do SEO. You don't need to know how to do any of that stuff, folks. It's really that simple. Now, I do want to put your mind at rest about a few things. Instant Payday is not an MLM, so those of you that have been burned by the multi-level marketing business model, rest easy that Instant Payday is not an MLM. You don't have to bug your friends and family like you would say with Amway or Avon or Nutrisystem or all of those other companies that we're also inundated and pressured to sell for. There's no cold calling. You never have to pick up a telephone, and you never have to call some unsuspecting stranger that you've never met off a list that maybe you had to buy, and you certainly don't ever have to go out and see anyone face to face. Ever. And there's no product or inventory to ship. So, what do you get with the Instant Payday Network, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you get a free, complete, turnkey marketing system. And that marketing system includes your choice of not one, but 3 complete free capture pages. And each one of those capture pages has a tested 35 to 50% conversion rate with no website hosting fees either. You get a free automated sales funnel so that all of your referrals and all of your leads are automatically funneled directly to you. No one else gets them, no one else sees them. You get a free email autoresponder, and you get all of the free training you need to start making money right now. And oh yeah, did I mention that it's 100% free to get started? Now, I do want to go back and talk a minute about this capture page, the one with the tested 35 to 50% conversion rate. If you had to purchase this tested capture page somewhere else, it's going to cost you $25 to $30 a month just in website hosting fees. And if you wanted to have one designed, built, and tested for you by a professional so that it was as effective as the one Jeff gives us for free, that'd be about $200 a year. The email autoresponder, if you had to purchase that on your own, that by itself would cost you about $50 a month. If you went with a company like Aweber or Constant Contact or any one of the hundreds of companies out there that you'd have to spend all that time researching in order to evaluate which one was best for you, not to mention how long it would take you to learn to set it up and make it run as effectively and efficiently as this one. But Jeff has already done all that, and he provides it to us for free. He's written all of the product introductory emails, all of the follow-up marketing emails, and he's put them in that autoresponder so that they're all sent out automatically at the appropriate intervals. You don't even have to write an email with the Instant Payday system. Jeff does tons of video, audio, and written training here himself, and that training is excellent. It's second to none. He'll take you from the ground up and teach you the basics to the advanced techniques of all online marketing and the best and fastest ways to capitalize with this system. And he's not going to charge a dime for any of that either. In addition, you get personal access to me. I'll help you with your training, and I'll coach you, and I'll support you personally, and that's because I really want to build a great team and help my people out. Once you sign up and qualify for the Instant Payday Network system, I give you my phone number and my personal email address, so you're not just left out there twisting in the wind and having to fend totally for yourself. And I can assure you that I'm not going to charge you anything, and I'm always available within just a few hours of your contacting me. Why am I always available? Because I love what I do. I love Instant Payday Network, and I'm grateful for what it's done for me. This is a free system that you can do at home, folks. You can even do this in your part-time if you'd like. I'm personally making over $5,000 a month with Instant Payday Network after just a few short months in the program, and I personally know people making over $10,000 to $20,000 a month. Now remember, the reason why Instant Payday Network stands alone from other programs out there like Website X is because it costs nothing to join to get started. Zip. Nada, zilch, and you make $25 to $58 for each person that signs up for free offers. The other great thing about Instant Payday Network is that you're paid your money from multi-million-dollar corporations. This is all part of their huge advertising budgets that they've allocated and set money aside for just this kind of advertising, and that means you don't have to rely on the average internet product developer dude to put his hand into his pocket and give you money whenever he remembers or thinks about it. And this type of compensation system means that you get paid daily with the Instant Payday Network. I get paid every day with the Instant Payday system. So the question I guess I have for you at this point is, should you spend money for a program or product like Website X when you could actually do Instant Payday for free? Sometimes making money can be simple. I don't think we have to overanalyze this one too much. If you know of another program online that's free to get started, a program that has the potential to make you as much as $10,000 to $20,000 a month, I would encourage you to go for it and embrace it, my friend. On the other hand, if you can't find a program like that online, you just found one. I encourage you. You don't have to pull out your wallet and spend a lot of money on another expensive program with untested, untried, or unsured promises. You have an opportunity right here to get started finally making some real money online. You can start making money within 24 to 48 hours, and all you have to do is click the link right below my video. Right below this video, there's a link on the left-hand side in the video description. You won't be disappointed. Go ahead and click one of the links there right below the video. As a matter of fact, I put 2 or 3 links down there right below the like symbol, that thumbs up symbol YouTube gives you. You want to look for the link that says dignityrestore.com, because that's what I want you to do. I want you to restore your dignity and start making money online the way you deserve. Get into and work the Instant Payday program. You won't regret it, I promise. So go ahead and click the link. Give yourself a break. Click the link below and I'll see you on the other side.